I plan to give away a free copy of Fire Emblem Engage. Watch this video until the end to find out how you can win it. As of writing, Engage is less than a week away, and I'm very excited to play it. There seems to be a lot of strategic depth to explore, with all the different options given to both player and enemy units, and I can't wait to just dive in. It's just been so long since we've been able to enjoy a completely new Fire Emblem, and this is going to scratch that itch no matter what. Even if the game is easily broken, it will likely be in a fun way. There's something about Fire Emblem's core gameplay that just seems to work so well, that's just so satisfying. And that's it. I have made sure to temper my expectations when it comes to the story and the characters. How do I put this gently? I'll be very surprised if the story of this game surprises me in any way. The writing seems to be about as shallow as that of Fire Emblem Fates. Fortunately, at least this time, we know that in advance. Fates had initial trailers that made the story look super deep and intriguing, but it ended up being Fire Emblem Fates. The marketing of this game's plot has been about as subtle as a punch in the face.
You gather together all 12 rings.
It's going to be stupid, silly, and campy, and we shouldn't take it too seriously. That's fine. I hoped for more because I think it's possible for a game to have both high quality story and gameplay, but in the end, I think it's easier to enjoy fun gameplay with a silly story than it is to enjoy boring gameplay with a good story. And the great thing about low expectations is that they're easy to surpass. There might be something good in there that I will enjoy. I'm not going to go in on my first playthrough trying to criticize it or finding plot holes or whatever. We have the next 3 years to do that. I'll let it play out and enjoy it for what it is. For the characters themselves, I want to give them the same treatments. The other day on my stream, there was someone who asked me if there were any characters I'm excited about, any favorites so far. And I honestly couldn't think of any. I haven't looked into any of them with too much detail. And that's probably because with the way they're marketed, it just isn't possible. It's very surface level by design. And my initial instinct was to group them with characters from the 3DS era. You know, one-note people that just worship the avatar and they like certain types of food or animals and they're varying shades of nice. That's what they look to me right now. But I also know that character depth can be, well, hidden beneath the surface. My Fates support series has shown me that characters who look shallow at first sometimes have their most interesting interactions in their supports. They look one-dimensional in their initial appearances because those are short and they need the player to neatly sort them into archetypes, but when they have more room to flesh themselves out over a series of 3 or more conversations, they can suddenly become a lot more interesting. I still have a preference for the characterization of, for example, the Lindy's League or the Girl Mercenaries, but because of Fates in 3 Houses, I've become a little more open to the modern approach, so to speak. That said, my expectations are not very high for those initial impressions. This game is going to have a lot of avatar worship. I'm not going to deny that. If you're interested in joining me on my initial adventure through Engage, I am of course going to Let's Play the game on this channel. I'm going to launch the first episode as soon as I'm done recording it after midnight on release date, and from there I will try to release 1 episode every day, maybe even 2 if circumstances allow it. During that first episode, I also plan to give away that copy of Fire Emblem Engage. All you have to do to enter is comment on the first episode, and the next day, I'll announce the winner. I will need a way to contact you privately so I can give you your code. Twitter, Discord, and Reddit are all viable ways, but I'll figure that out when the time comes. I decided to go with a Let's Play format instead of streaming because I don't want to get accidentally spoiled, and this way it will be easier for me to keep up daily uploads. Quickly, I want to talk about the difficulty system. You've got normal, hard, and lunatic, and for my first playthrough, I'm going back and forth between hard and lunatic. On one hand, I think my co-host Raisins and I think our combined brain cells can probably handle lunatic mode on the first playthrough, especially because we'll have a huge amount of rewinds that we can use to fix mistakes. But on the other hand, I want my first episode to be relaxed and fun, and I don't want the videos to be too long, so I'm leaning towards hard mode right now. And that way, I'll also have a second playthrough to look forward to on a more challenging difficulty. I'm glad that the game has 3 difficulties available from the start though, and like I said, I might change my mind tomorrow. And those are my thoughts. Those are some of the most commonly asked questions I had about Engage. Let me know how hyped you are down below, and I will see you all tomorrow.